guys. What's going on?
Hello, everybody.
Welcome to
Hey, everyone.
Nerd Legion. Welcome.
Yeah, welcome to the Nerds of the Legions. I don't know. I tried to go to a country accent tonight, and it's freaking one. No, sorry. This is like 11:35 in the morning right now. I'm just like starting to like wake up. Okay.
Come on, Josh. Wakey, wakey, eggs and bakey. So
I'm drinking freaking peace tea. What do you think I'm doing?
welcome, guys. Welcome to Nerd Legion. Thank you for joining us for another wonderful podcast. Yeah, like Josh said, we're doing this in the morning. Well, if you consider this not early morning, but we're still doing this in the early morning, so we're still kind of tired. So
still kind of tired. Do you mean so kind of tired?
Sorry about the delay, guys, for episode 8. We needed to take a bit of time because some things had happened with my family. But we're back. We're happy to be back. So
happy to be back, and happy to have you back as well, Nathan.
Yeah, thanks, guys.
Happy to see you.
Now, since we've been gone, there's a lot that's happened during this time. In the past, 2 weeks, guys? Almost 2 weeks?
Yeah, about almost 2 weeks, yeah.
Yeah. It's actually been a while.
Mm-hmm. So the topics of what I understand, we're going to be talking about the merger with Discovery and Warner Brothers. AT&T's involved in that, which we'll touch base. Who's going to be Kragan in the Spider-Man universe? Let's see, what else? The Eternals, the trailer just came out. And this week, and that was freaking phenomenal. We'll talk about that and much more.
Yeah, you also forgot to mention that Amazon bought MGM.
Yeah, that's the other one. And these streaming sites. What's the future of these guys? Because that's important for people to know, especially during the pandemic and how movie theaters are not really open. So.
Oh yeah, that too, because that's gonna be a tough sell. Just like Sorry, go ahead.
No, yeah, go ahead. Sorry.
No. Like, I was just going off of that because it's just like that's gonna be hard. Like, just imagine when COVID is actually gone. What do you think is gonna happen to the movie theater? People are gonna be so used to the fact that like we have Disney Plus, we have Netflix. We are now so used to movies being dropped on our streaming services. It's gonna put movie theaters out of business.
Now, so I've been looking into that. You guys want to get into that first, and then we get into the other topics, or?
I mean, we might as well. Like, we already got a good segue, so.
Sure. So, what I understand, a lot in what we've seen in the past, couple weeks, a lot of it's obvious to us that a lot of the businesses are trying to get into the streaming services, trying to compete with the top two dogs, which is Disney and Netflix. I would say Amazon, but Amazon, the reason why they're supposedly second place in the streaming services industry is because of not only providing content for people through their combined subscription, but you can also get like free shipping with Amazon and other things, their monthly perks when you pay for them, monthly subscription. So that's why they're second place. Netflix is number one, obviously. And then it goes Disney number 3, right? So, but I consider in this case Disney and Netflix because there's mainly just content. Anyways, but people are trying to compete with those two, right? So, when it comes down to it, it's crazy, guys. Like Netflix is even trying to get to the movie theaters right now. Did you know that?
Well, I mean, they did try to do it with like a few of their films, The Beast of No Nation. Since like that was a Netflix film, like that was actually even supposed to be considered to go into the Oscars, but the Oscars were like, no, it was not originally put in theaters, so we're not going to count it. Which that caused a controversy back in 2015, I think. So you can tell that Netflix really wants to get into the theater business, and they've tried to do that on a few occasions. I don't know if they're able to get in that first before putting that onto the Netflix site, because that's the only loophole they're able to get if they're of go compete into the Oscars or the Golden Globes for such cases like this, because they have some good content. It's just normally some of their stuff is just honestly a hit or a miss. But I think for their projects they actually put more investing in, and the projects actually put in so much more effort than the rest of the projects that they normally put in on their streaming service is those kinds of films and TV shows that will probably get more praise and they get a lot more recognition when they do get considered for Golden Globes and Oscars.
See, what's... Oh, sorry, yeah, Nathan?
Sorry, that's the problem too with I think what we were saying about the movies like going straight to Disney Plus or Netflix, right, without going to theaters first, is that it's hard for Netflix to get into the business of bringing their movies to the theaters because it's like if we pay monthly for their service to watch these movies anyway, why would we want to pay a separate price to go see these movies at the theaters when we just wait for it to come out on their platform?
That's a fair argument. It's just that I think for like if Netflix does decide to go out route to go to the movie theaters, I think that if you're planning to see a Netflix film, if you have a Netflix subscription, you should watch it for free.
See, oh, you know what? That's interesting. That's a good point. But here's my thing, and researching. So they made a deal. So we're talking about Netflix first. We're moving into the movie like the cinema like industry, while everybody else is going to the streaming. I think Netflix. I think it is a smart choice to go into the theaters, and this is why. Even though they have the most subscriptions and whatnot, and one of the highest paying subscriptions for anybody, sorry, to go into, they also have debt, a lot of debt still. So for me, in my opinion, I think going to the movie theater business, which they did make a deal with Cinemax, which is in the States. I think it's a big thing. Actually, Cinemax is one of the biggest in the States of movie theater franchise businesses, and so and Cinemax actually has a big problem with Disney. So they're not making deals with Disney as much, but they're going to be making deals with Netflix. So which is really crazy. So to me, I think they'll be able to make a lot of revenue that way. Maybe like what you said, Josh, like if they have a subscription already, but a lot of people have Netflix anyways, maybe just a discount. I don't know. Like, I mean, it's all about the money at the end of the day, right?
Yeah, yeah. It's just the thing is that the Netflix subscription is always gonna like go up within price. Like if you look at it from like the past decade, the Netflix subscription originally was around $5 a month. When when my family first got into Netflix. Then all of a sudden we looked at where the Netflix subscription is now. It is now almost $10 a month just to have Netflix. I'm like, you see how much like now think about like another 5-10 years from now. Imagine how much Netflix subscriptions are going to be worth. Probably another $15-$20 a month. So it's going to keep going up.
It
doesn't help too.
Oh, yep.
Sorry. It doesn't help too that there's something going on about Canada trying to impose like a streaming tax onto us as well.
Oh no! Oh
Yeah.
no! Not this.
Yep.
Why is that a thing? And who came up with this stupid idea?
Doug Ford. No, I don't know. No, it's Canada, right?
It's like honestly, like we pay so much for these services already, and now you want to charge us even more by imposing a tax?
Wow.
Uh,
I think during this time, is it recent, Nathan? Is that recent news?
It's fairly recent.
Like-
I've been hearing rumblings about it. I just don't know if it's passed.
Well, it might be because of what I heard. A lot of companies in the government is always looking for something to. I guess I think I've heard of that too. During this pandemic, a lot of people are losing money, so of course they're wanting to see if they can tax anywhere and anywhere, anything and anywhere. You know, so here in Canada.
Well,
so
here's a
you'd be
brilliant
surprised.
idea. Here's a brilliant idea. Find the people who go to the stupid lockdown rallies. Find them like huge amounts of money. There's a good way to make money off of them.
that's true.
I think that happens a little bit already, but like
It does, but they need to increase the fines because people aren't listening, right? So,
yeah. True.
Anyway, I don't want to get too deep into that, but
No.
Well, the thing is, if they're trying to put a tax into the subscription, that's kind of bogus. But really, for what Netflix is doing, for everything that they're doing, I think it's pretty smart. They just moved in. We just talked about this like weeks ago, guys. Like about they moved into Toronto. They have a new head office in Toronto, so they are in our territory now, which is great.
Is that opened yet, or is that about to be open? Because I
I
knew it
think
was coming. I just don't know if it's been
I think
if it's
that
been
through
done
the
yet.
I think through the article that you showed us, it was confirmed that they're coming and they're building it now, but it's not built yet. So I'm not sure. So I don't know. Netflix is still they like. Have you seen the guy like the movie Army of the Dead made by Zack Snyder?
I've heard about it. I just haven't seen it. Dave Bautista is in it, isn't he?
Yeah, he is. I just saw it the other day, and I think that's movie theater worthy. To be honest with you, like I like there's other properties that Netflix is trying to. They're really trying to push the envelope with what can go into theaters. Netflix, actually, I don't know if you guys know this too. Netflix is the only one I'm aware of that is accepting beyond other ones, other brands. Like like I was keeping up with DSLRs too, with cameras, Panasonic
Yep.
cameras, stuff like that. Like Panasonic came out with their full frame mirrorless. It's called an
Yeah.
S1H. It shoots about 6K, and it's a small little guy. And they accepted that into the Netflix like you if you were a filmmaker and you filmed with that camera, they'll accept the film because
That's
you use that
actually
camera.
true.
Even
I
if
did
you
hear
have
about
other
that,
cameras available to you.
and Jose, like I do remember that, like when we went to Toronto, when like I was
Hmm.
when Nathan and I were going on like I think it was like the camera some sort of event that happened, like I forget what the event was, but Jose
Yeah,
drove me. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah,
I know what you're talking
yeah, like
about,
a
though.
film expo. That's what it
it was
was.
an expo.
So we went to a film expo, and there was like a huge different a bunch of like different kinds of yeah, more so industry standard stuff like for cameras and photography and for filmmaking, and I specifically remember that when I looked over at the Sony cameras, and like a Sony producer was like who actually worked on a bunch of like Netflix sets, who also like worked for Sony Entertainment as well. He ended up saying that Netflix took on their projects because they use Sony cameras, which they filmed in like 4K and HD high definition. So you could tell that certain standards for certain companies really want a specific camera, and if you don't have those specific cameras, they're not going to take you on.
If you're gonna shoot a film on like a mirrored camera, like a just a point and shoot, they're not gonna take it.
Yeah,
It's
like,
not
yeah, like
the standard
exactly.
that they need to do. Anyways, it's crazy. I think Netflix is onto something, making the deal with a lot of people, especially in the film industry. Cinemax, like if you look them up, it's definitely crazy there because they're one of the biggest in the states, and the fact that they have bad blood with Disney, it does put a
Yeah,
toll on Disney
yeah,
and
and
their movies going
yeah,
to
and film
theaters,
studios are now getting like very
and
competitive.
like
Since like
much more.
Warner Brothers is now buying. Warner Brothers just bought Discovery. Oh no, sorry, I take that back. Warner Brothers and Discovery have merged, and then Amazon bought MGM. So you could tell these film studios that we know and love,
Hmm.
they're gonna be merging. They're gonna be like coming together to form in something new because they noticed that Disney is monopolizing pretty much
Yeah,
everything at this point. Like look at Disney's arsenal. Okay, they have Marvel, they have Star Wars, they have Pixar, they have
Pixar,
nature. They have
the
no.
the history History
Yeah,
Channel too.
yeah, like a
National
National
Geographic.
Geographic. They
National
have
Geographic. Yeah,
ABC
right.
TV, and now pretty much they almost own all of Hulu. And I think they're just missing 10% from Warner Brothers, which they're probably going to give that up as well. But yeah, that is dangerous. Why do you think Warner Brothers is now merging with Discovery, and then Amazon buying MGM? And now Sony is now trying to get in on the pie too with buying Apple as well, which I don't know if that's already locked down yet. But you can tell these companies are literally trying to buy all the smaller ones. Just yeah, they're really desperate.
They're desperate.
Wait, Sony's trying to buy.
Oh no, sorry, no,
Apple?
sorry. It was the other way around. Apple's trying to buy Sony.
The other way,
Yeah,
I
yeah, yeah.
figured it's the other
Sorry,
way
sorry,
around because it's
sorry. My
like,
mistake. I meant
I mean,
Apple's trying to buy Sony.
Apple's the
Sorry.
tech giant.
See, Sony and Marvel, like I mean, Disney have a deal, so they can't really go off on their own, really. So
No.
they're kind of stuck, and that's a. I think they kind of screwed themselves, especially with Spider-Man, just because like now that all this stuff is out for grabs, it's crazy. Like you just mentioned it, Josh. MGM being bought by Amazon. Like that's big news. Now we're looking at other streaming sites like Netflix. What are they going to buy? You know, what's Disney going to buy? Like there was a rumor going around that that DC was going to be sold, and who's going to buy it? They were thinking maybe Disney, but that wouldn't make sense business wise. They would make sure that DC's crumbles underneath their feet, while their Marvel franchise, which has been
Yeah, I
around
think.
longer, it's going to rise. You know, so
That's the problem. If DC buys Disney, it would cannibalize
well,
on Marvel, but Marvel would
That
be
is
the victor.
that is a
exactly.
weird
They would
flex.
cannibalize each
But,
other.
all right.
exactly. I'm gonna buy you and make sure you never ever are competition again. I don't know. It's crazy, guys. It's with Discovery. What I understand, so the hierarchy with the Discovery and Warner Brothers, it goes like this apparently. So, AT&T, which is the mobile company in the States, owns owned past tense owned Warner Brothers. Okay, and and then they sold Warner Brothers to Discovery. So now Discovery apparently now owns Warner Brothers, no longer AT&T. Now, both of them, that's about 29% of their company, AT&T's company, right? 29, something like that. 71% is all debt of their of AT&T's business, because they were never in the media business. They only bought Warner Brothers because they thought, "Oh, that's going to make us money, right? To pay off the debt." It didn't happen, because and clearly through what we've seen with the CEOs, with the head people at the offices with Warner Brothers, they've been screwing up big time. So now it's up in the air what's going to happen. I mean, Discovery and Warner Brothers are now Warner Media. It might not be called Warner Media, what I heard. It might actually be called something else in the future. We'll
Right.
see.
So let
But it's
me
going to be
ask
one
you guys
big
this:
thing,
what
which is
is
going to be
Warner
crazy.
Brothers going to gain from Discovery? Because Discovery, they don't have shit. The only thing that they originally had that was good was the Endurance TV
No.
series, which that was popular back in the early 2000s. That was one of my favorite shows growing up. And unless they bring that back, Warner Brothers is not going to get shit from Discovery. So I think this is a waste of a merger. But I don't know. What do you guys think?
So what I understand was that the both CEOs
They always met on a golf
and they
course.
talked about it. The CEO of Discovery always on the golf course. Best deals go on the golf course. So I got to learn how to golf, guys. so, but what I heard is that what was I going to say? The head of Discovery used to be in the movie making business. Used to be, and then he got kicked out. I don't know much about him so far. I just kind of know him a little bit, like based on what I've heard. Is he went into TV, and then because of this merger, now he's excited to get back into it. And so like you said, Josh, it sounds like to us that it's Discovery is not going to give much to Warner Brothers, but Warner Brothers giving more to Discovery. So
Yeah, this feels like a lopsided merger. Like I think Warner Brothers is better off without him, but
well, we'll see what happens, because this is nuts, you know. I'm just looking up at what Discovery has right now, because I want to know.
lions, tigers, and cheetahs. That's all I could think of.
Oh, they have they have HGTV, Food Network, the TLC, They have OWN, which is with
Oprah Winfrey
Oprah.
Network.
Yeah, and then obviously Discovery, which is all the animals, like you were just saying, Animal Planet. So as you can see, it's a regular TV network, you know. It's a regular TV network combined with Warner Brothers. That's a weird merger.
It
I
is a
don't
weird
know.
merger.
This is gonna be crazy, guys, especially in the industry. How big everybody's gonna be getting. Everybody's just grabbing everything. So
Because they're seeing how big Disney is getting because of how big Disney already is, and is getting even bigger because of the Fox merger, right?
Yeah. Like that was like one of the biggest mergers of all time.
And it was just
Like,
allowed to happen. It was literally
yeah,
just,
like, sorry, go.
it was literally just allowed to happen with almost no pushback.
And what's even crazy is that like they literally like this merger was so big they had to get a court ruling to see if they're allowed to do that. And a federal judge was like, "Yep, they are like if both parties consent, then they're allowed to buy it."
how much percent does Disney own in the industry? What? Like I almost want to say 80%
Of all the subsidiaries, or are you meaning what?
in the media, like the media industry.
They definitely own more than 50%. I think.
Let me look it up, guys.
Okay, I do know that Disney owns 40% of Marvel, but I don't know how much they own of Star Wars. I think it's 25. I could be wrong, but he knows. But Nathan knows more than I do.
As
But
far as I understand, they own Marvel and Star Wars in their entirety because they bought Lucasfilm Limited entirely.
oh yeah. Like I know that Disney bought them entirely. Like I just meant like how much revenue that they're gonna get from them from all the film properties that they made.
According to Google, Disney owns more than a third of the U.S. film industry.
Jesus, that actually does make a lot of sense. Like holy crap.
Okay, well, back to what we were saying about the times too, right? Like, I mean, this is a very critical time for a lot of people, a lot of businesses, because the fact that no one can, like, really barely anybody goes to the movie theaters, and like everybody's trying to go for the streaming, right? It makes a lot of sense, definitely in the future. It's just a matter of time to see how it evolves. It's gonna be crazy how we see it, because we will never we have never seen this before. Like these other companies didn't even bat an eye on streaming service. I don't think they even saw money in it, and like for a longest time until the pandemic hit. Sorry, and like Netflix has been doing it for years, so they're way ahead of the game.
Yeah.
So
Yep. And what's even more interesting is that like, um, and like Jose, like you mentioned that Netflix was doing this since 2008. Correct me if I'm wrong. Yeah, so since 2008. Like, originally, they didn't decide to put all their original content on their platform until, like, 2012, 2013. And then it became a big hit. A bunch of, like, film studios then decided to go into streaming services because they were like, you know what, it's going to fade off. It's not going to do much. Now, all of a sudden, 5 years later, Disney was just like, okay, Disney, it was, they were like, Netflix, okay, they're making way too much money from that. We want some of that pie. So they decided to create their own content. That's why they bought Fox and they made Disney Plus, because they need more properties. So then Warner Brothers all of a sudden got into the game with HBO Max, and then you got Apple joining in with Apple TV, and then you got Amazon with Amazon Prime. That's like it just keeps going, and now they realize that and like you mentioned, they are way behind now because Netflix has been doing it for over a decade now, which is why Netflix is never going to go away, like at least for the next little bit, unless somehow Netflix like completely decides to completely cut off a lot of their content. They're going to be here for a long time. I think the smaller streaming services are going to have a harder time getting in. I think Disney Plus is going to be completely fine. I think HBO Max is starting to find its ground. Amazon Prime, I think it's going to do okay. I do think Hulu's gonna die at some point, and
Oh
I
yeah,
do think
I'm not saying Hulu is dead already, but it's essentially dead in the water. Like it's
yeah.
Well, like I agree with you with Netflix and Disney. Amazon is not. I don't know. It's a that one's tough because there's not a lot of like hard hitting content there. Like The Boys was something that I really liked, and I heard a lot of people talk about it.
Invincible
Invincible
was
was
another one.
another one, and other ones that I've seen. Oh God, like Carnival Row. Like if you guys see that, that was with Orlando Bloom
I
and
added that to
Carla
my list. I
Delevingne.
just haven't watched it.
Yeah, that one's interesting. It's a fantasy based show, and I really liked it. I'm waiting for a season two. Okay, Amazon. So it's just it's really, but these other streaming sites are not hitting the mark. Like HBO Max. Like that's another one that I feel like they have it has to hit the mark a little bit more. It has to hit. I don't know what's gonna happen there though.
The only thing that they have done is literally reunion shows of old shows, like Fresh Prince of Bel Air, My Childhood Show, and Friends, which that is also a big success. I think they're going to do more reunion shows of old shows, but what else can they offer? Like, they can only do reunion shows for like a good year, but then people are going to get tired of it.
I'm waiting for How I Met Your Mother reunion, but that's not gonna be for another 5 to 10 years. So, but no, but it's true. Like I mean, what else can they do? They had at one point they said like HBO Max was like we're going to like Kong versus like Godzilla versus Kong, right? They were going to release it in HBO Max on the same day it went to theaters. And then the movie industry was like, "No, we don't want that because we're going to lose money." Why would you do that? So,
Well,
and
Disney's already doing that already with Cruella, and they're doing it again with well, they're kind of doing it with Shang-Chi. Shang-Chi's going to theaters for 45 days, and then it's going to Disney Plus.
but see, there's a difference too because you see with these like movies, you notice that like you can buy them to see it for like earlier, right? And then you host and then but with HBO Max, they're just gonna do it for free as long as you're subscribed. That's where you're losing money, right?
Yeah,
So, so it's just it's but they stopped doing that obviously, so they're not gonna
because
do that anymore.
Disney's
So
charging $35 for Premier Access, so you're not getting it for free,
no, you're not.
right?
So
Your other choice is to wait for a few months for it to become available. Um, I don't know if we had talked about this before, but the preferential treatment that Disney seems to be giving to itself and Marvel, for example. There's the new Disney Pixar film Luca that's coming out to Disney Plus next month. It's going up for free. This will
oh,
be and
Josh, but
it'll be the third Pixar film to go straight to Disney Plus with no kind of an upcharge.
Oh, you
There
see what I
was
mean?
there was
You,
Onward, Soul, and Luca, and it's like the Pixar employees are literally demoralized. They're like, "What? We're not worth an upcharge?"
that's stupid. I
Like
mean,
they work hard
yeah,
on their movies too, right? Like,
it's hard, guys. Like it's really hard how like I mean it's people are always going to be trying to see if they can charge more. I mean, if they can charge a premium, they can charge more because it's what the name of the business, right? Um, by the way, Luca is based in Italy. I don't know if you knew that, Josh.
Luca? Ah, nice. I'm gonna have to look into
You guys
that.
might like. Yeah, it seems pretty fun. Um, anyways, that's the streaming service, but there's other news too that that we should talk about. Like this week the Eternals came out, especially for Disney.
the
Yes.
Eternals trailer.
Yes. Yes, they saw the whole impact of Avengers Endgame and did absolutely nothing, and then by the time the Thanos snap happened, the Eternals are like, okay, we need to step in. That's literally
Sounds
the
like the
sum of
Wiz.
what it is.
It's looks like to me based on the trailer that we see early Babylon, and like it goes a little bit biblical in the beginning, and so like, but it looks really cool how they set up humanity, and then they just kind of it's like, okay, we're done. So it's but there's a reason why they don't do anything. Apparently, the reason is because they lose their memories for some reason.
Right.
So one of their eternal brothers, maybe one of the sisters, they erased all their minds. So I don't, but we're gonna find out
So
why
they're gonna be like
in the
Will
movie.
Smith, and then just have the what do you call it, the mind eraser button where like you press the button and be
Oh,
like,
from Men in
yeah,
Black.
yeah, yeah,
Just look
yeah,
here.
like that's literally what the internals are. They're gonna be like, just look here.
You will do nothing for Earth, even if it gets blipped.
Oh my gosh! Like I'm honestly surprised. Like with the casting of the internals, like you see a couple of familiar faces with Game of Thrones actors. One that played Jon Snow with Kit Harrington, and then you got what's the other guy's name?
Yeah, his brother in the
Yeah,
show.
yeah. So
Let me see. I'll
yeah,
look it
so
up.
it's going to be pretty interesting to see two Game of Thrones characters in a Marvel movie at the same time because it's just going to be like, brother.
A reunion, basically.
It's basically a reunion, and then you have the casting of Angelina Jolie, which I think that's a stellar casting right there. Marvel is nailing their casting every single time. I love it, and the thing is that I never heard of the internals. Like I think they're kind of like D or
Me neither.
D or E rated tier Marvel characters, but I think after this they're probably going to go to D rating, and then that's it. We're probably not going to hear from them like again. They're just going to be used for a plot filler for Marvel movies. Like that's just going to be it. But what do you guys think?
Um,
It looks
it's
like it looks like it could be interesting. I've seen a lot of comments from like social media about Eternals saying that it looks so boring, and it's like I reserve judgment until I see it.
yeah, same. I honestly looking at it, I think it's gonna. I'm just excited to see every Marvel movie that comes out. I do get excited. Get excited because I just want to see how it because it's a whole universe. It's a whole and when there's a universe, to me, I feel like I want to see what these people are up to. You know, I want to see where these heroes are, these villains are. You know, we're going to get that with Loki. Like, what's going to happen with Loki?
Yeah.
The Eternals, where were they? Like, if they're so powerful, why didn't they get involved? We're going to find out. You know, so like,
Here's the thing I want to say too, where to kind of jump back into theaters too, like the problem with theaters now is that Marvel movies now feel like they're less of an event.
I
Right?
disagree. I think
I
it's
think
more of a tradition. Because, like, it gives me a reason to go to the theaters. Like, not gonna lie, the only times I actually go to the theaters is for watching Marvel movies. And that's really it.
no, I know, but if you remember the hype for Avengers Endgame, like the theater hype for that movie, right? Like
Yeah, like, nothing could top Endgame. I'm sorry. Nothing can top Endgame.
and the reaction of the audience of how like big it was, but like,
oh,
but I see where
just watching like YouTube videos were recording the audience reaction to when Cap caught Mjolnir and everything. Like that was my favorite reaction is the portal scene. Just that whole
There was
sequence.
so many reactions of
amazing.
those. Like, it makes, like, honestly, it made me tear up. And I still to this day look back at all those reactions, and it is just iconic. Nothing can top, like, those reasons.
so,
And it's because Marvel put in the effort to make the audience care about all those characters. That's why we tear
over
up.
10 years.
That's why we tear up when we see those characters come together for this final showdown. Is because we care about literally basically every single one of them. Maybe Captain Marvel could have been a little bit better, but
Yeah, yeah.
It's just that whole train wreck, but
I look off to the distance, like, yeah. mm, could have been better. I honestly I saw a meme the other day and I thought it was the funniest thing where it was Falcon talking to Doctor Strange saying to Doctor Strange why the portal has to be on the left of Steve. It's like has to come to the left. Why? Well, when I first met him, so,
it's like, do not put it on his right.
do not. I need to say on your left. It's not gonna work. Okay.
It's for dramatic purpose, okay, Doctor Strange?
And then Doctor Strange is like, okay.
The world is in peril. We gotta go. And he's like, no, we gotta put me in the left.
You gotta put it on the left. Just put it on the left. He's like, all right.
Oh my gosh.
So I could say on your left. And he comes in and says that. He says on your left, and he's like, yes.
Success.
It's like
Victory.
he's like, thanks, Doc. Oh.
Thanks, Doc. I owe you one.
Well, now that puts perspective on when the Doctor Strange comes out into the scene. You could probably see him. If you look at it, he looks to the sky. Just imagine how annoyed he was.
Oh, probably.
Falcon.
He probably says to Star-Lord, hey, Star-Lord, on your left.
Ah.
Well, I don't remember now. Did he come out before or after Star-Lord? I think he came out before.
Falcon was like the
Okay.
first hero to come out of the portal, and then everyone else followed suit.
No, actually, he wasn't. He wasn't.
Oh.
It was Black Panther.
Oh no! It was
Black Panther,
Black Panther came
first,
first.
and
Yep.
and then afterwards Sam came in. Okay.
Can I just say, too, like, watching that scene after Chadwick Boseman's death kind of changes the scene in a way.
How so?
It's really
It depends on the way you look at it, right? Because it's an emotional scene, right? We know that the actor is sadly no longer with us. Seeing him come through the portal like that, I think it's kind of an emotional thing.
Yeah.
a little. Yeah. It's like he's coming back for the fight.
He's coming back for the
Yeah.
fight,
He's
and then
coming
and
back.
then he actually dies after the impact. Okay.
You know the What If series that's coming.
Oh yeah, where he
There's,
where he becomes Star-Lord. Yeah,
Yeah, Chadwick Boseman recorded for that, so
that will be.
That'll be the last thing that we hear.
Yep.
I guess.
I guess so. But I mean, hey, it's something though, right?
Yeah, that's one final send off. But
I'm excited. We'll see how it turns out.
Yeah.
should be fun.
It looks interesting. I think it's a really interesting concept to like turn the Marvel Cinematic Universe on its head like that.
mhm. Yeah, so moving on to that, with the Marvel Cinematic Universe, we're gonna look into the multiverse kind of deal because. Okay, so I'm gonna touch on Spider-Man: No Way Home for like a quick second, and there's a reason why I'm doing this. So for Spider-Man: No Way Home, we know the aspects of like there have been multiple newses going around saying that Tobey Maguire's in No Way Home, Andrew Garfield's in No Way Home, Alfred I don't know how to pronounce his last name as Doc Ock is returning, Jamie Foxx as Electro, Charlie Cox as Daredevil. That's a big one. He's coming back. And then what's even more interesting is that Sony's president confirmed that the Spider-Verse, or like the villain Spider-Verse, is tied in with the MCU because they have big plans for Tom Holland to introduce Spider-Man's villains, aka Venom, aka Carnage, aka Morbius, aka Kraven the Hunter, who recently just found their actor in Aaron Taylor Johnson, who played Quicksilver that literally got shot by an arrow and died in Age of Ultron.
Wasn't he shot by bullets though?
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Sorry, my mind was vague on how he died on that round, but yeah, I thought Hawkeye killed him by mistake. Okay.
No, Ultron killed him.
No one would know.
No one would know.
I don't know if you.
They're gonna know.
Well, play on words. That was funny as fuck. Good job.
How would they know?
How would they
They're
know?
gonna know.
Oh my god.
Scarlet Witch would know.
Oh, she'll definitely know when she opens the door, she sees Kraven the Hunter, and then she sees Aaron Taylor Johnson, and then she's like, Pietro? And then Aaron's like, no, I'm Kraven the Hunter. Where's the Spider-Man?
Oh my god. This is gonna be. So this there is word though. Like I mean, what you're saying with the multiverse and the villains, the Sinister Six, right?
Yep,
Sinister
Sinister Six.
So crazy idea, crazy theory that was thrown out there was, what if the Sinister Six is like on a multiverse level? Like all of these villains are pulled out from other multiverses, and all put together.
I think people
to
are
fight
theorizing
Spider-Man.
that
Like
for
that
No
would
Way
be
Home.
crazy. That would be cool.
Yeah, because people are thinking that, which I forgot to mention,
think- yeah,
that
that's
in
what
No
they're
Way Home
saying.
that William Dafoe will reprise his role as the Green Goblin in the original Sam Raimi trilogy in Spider-Man as the main villain, and then having multiple actors who play their main villain roles with Michael Keaton as Vulture. What's the guy's name who played Sandman in the Sam Raimi series? I forget it. Yeah, holy shit, you know his name right off the gate. Yeah, so
Thomas
him
Hayden Church.
and Alfred Molina, that's the one, yeah. So Alfred Molina.
And Doc Ock was played by Alfred Molina.
And who else? Oh yeah, Jake Gyllenhaal to return as Mysterio, even though I don't know how because he's supposed to be dead. Or Jake Gyllenhaal, yeah. Like his last name's hard to pronounce.
Jake Gyllenhaal.
Yeah. So So
It is hard to pronounce, yeah.
that's what people are theorizing
Jake
Gyllenhaal.
to have the Sinister Six return with those people in No Way Home, and they could do that with the multiverse. So that's what people have been theorizing about. It's a good concept. Do I think it's going to work?
So-
I don't know. That's been talked about a lot
Willem
lately.
Dafoe confirmed
It's been
to be
talked about a
returning?
lot. So it is heavily rumored.
Because it's like,
Yeah, it has been.
because like Alfred Molina's been confirmed to return because he admitted it. So it's like he's returning. If Willem Dafoe's returning as well, and who played Electro in Amazing Spider-Man?
Oh, Jamie Foxx.
Jamie Foxx. Yeah, he's returning as well. So it's like, how are Andrew Garfield and Tobey Maguire not returning?
They would have to. They would have to return.
Oh, they are
They would have
returning.
to.
Like
It wouldn't make sense. It would not make sense for their respective villains to return and not have them return.
yeah, and then Emma Stone, who plays Gwen Stacy in the Amazing Spider-Man series, she confirmed that she's not in it. Except, here's what's interesting: she denies she's not into it. Andrew Garfield kind of contradicted himself, saying he wasn't in it, but then he's like, you never know if they give me the call. And then I'm just like, dude, you basically confirmed it by like saying you're not in
I
it.
said this last episode or a couple episodes ago. It's like he could have gotten a text and been like, "Hey, want to be in Spider-Man No Way Home?" It's like, sure.
Why not? He just sends K. K.
I mean, like,
K, literally just the letter K.
oh yeah, oh yes.
Hey, you want to be in the Spider-Verse?
Okay. So
K.
yeah, so pretty much like I saw this meme where it's just like, where like Tom Holland was like, "Hey, want to hear a joke?" And then both of them are like, "Yeah, sure." So then like Tom Holland says, 3. And then Andrew Garfield's like, "I didn't get it." And then Tobey Maguire and Tom Holland looked at each other and be like, "Exactly." Because Andrew Garfield didn't get a third Spider-Man film.
Because 2 sucked.
Oh my gosh, but anyways, that was my fun little meme of the day. Yours was probably funnier, Jose, though, but
Sorry, guys. Had this like blare. I don't know if you can hear me. Sorry. Had this blaring ice cream truck just come out of nowhere.
I heard something.
Did you just leave to go get ice cream just so you missed my joke? Wow.
I just ran out.
The shade.
Ice cream. Can I get a double, triple chocolate?
A double triple chocolate. So literally 6 chocolate.
That sounds like a. That sounds like a Starbucks order.
Oh my god.
A double
No
triple
frap,
chocolate.
double pump, vanilla, please.
A pumpkin spice.
A pumpkin spice latte. Grande. Why do I know this? That's
Ariana?
concerning.
Oh.
Ariana.
Oh my god. Oh my gosh. Okay, we're getting too much into our little secret Starbucks.
I don't even drink
fetish, man.
Starbucks.
Let's move on. I'm weirdly getting into Starbucks, which is bad. But anyways.
We're not getting into that.
Josh is disowned.
Yeah. Anyways.
We gotta talk after this. That's concerning.
A serious
Yeah. We have a long conversation.
Josh is drinking
Nathan?
Starbucks.
It's like, dude, you're just.
Nathan, we gotta call a board meeting. We need an intervention for Josh.
Oh, someone in our midst has been drinking Starbucks.
We have our arms crossed, our hands like together. Josh.
Anything you want to tell us?
I like to sip a Toast Crunch Frappuccino, okay?
Look, we're not mad. We're disappointed.
I know. I knew where you were going with that.
Oh, God.
Oh my god.
So-
Anyways, that was the highlight joke of the money.
So, let me ask you guys something.
Okay.
When you edit a video for clients, do you A, drag them on a long 7-month hiatus, barely tell them anything, and then tell them you lost their footage? Or do you B, edit their footage together in a reasonable amount of time and give them the product they paid for?
Well, as an editor myself that does freelance work, I literally work on their project right away, and if I ended up losing the footage, I would ask them if they have the original copy. If they don't have the original copy, then you just say, I'm sorry, that is truly on me. I would give them a refund, because honestly, that's like severe work lost and a lot of valiant effort and time wasted that could have been put into another editor that could honestly do a better job than what you originally paid them for. So that's like that's just one of those circumstances where it's just like, as an editor, you really need to set the standard for yourself, because otherwise it's going to make everyone else look bad.
Yeah. Well, about that, so I know I had told you guys, but like this separately, right? But I want to bring attention to it. So a friend of my girlfriend's, who she worked with in the States when she worked at Walt Disney World, right? She got married last October and got this company called Sippy Cup Productions, who has a subsidiary called Sippy Cup Weddings, right?
That's a weird name, Sippy Cup.
Yeah, it is a weird name.
Sippy cups.
Kind of a childish name, to be honest, but we'll get to that.
See,
we will get to that.
Sounds very childish.
Anyways. So they filmed their wedding. They demanded money up front, and from what I was looking at their website, how much they charge for weddings, it looks like they charge $300.
I mean, that's not bad.
Is that the minimum? Like 4 hours?
I think it's like 8 hours or something like that. Again, I would have to look. But at the same time, I don't really feel like looking. But
I kind of looked into it as well. It was like 1,800 for 12 hours. That was the max.
Oh, that's even worse.
Yeah.
But anyway, like, took the money up front, and they've literally waited for months, like 7 months, and have been constantly like messaging them, trying to call them, not getting anything, and like posted on social media about it, and a bunch of people were like calling them out on it, and they only finally yesterday, I guess, responded to them saying that they had lost the footage, but they still took the money.
Oh, that's bad. That's really bad.
Yeah. So, really weird part too, and this is what I was telling you guys, is that my girlfriend and I literally got blocked just for looking at their Instagram story.
What?
I have a question for you, Nathan.
Yep.
So okay, hold on. I lost my question. It was I was going to ask you something about them specifically. So did they did they ask for half the deposit or a percentage, like 30% deposit?
It sounds like they demanded the full payment up front.
That's okay, that's wrong.
That is wrong.
That is wrong. Because here's the thing. It's best because I've been doing freelancing for 3 years. It's best practice to ask for a deposit. It can be a percent. Like I don't say it's, but I never suggest above 50.
Mm-hmm.
I never suggest above 50, just because you want to be fair to the client as well.
Exactly.
Right. I mean, I personally would love to doing 50 because it's fair for both parties, right? So you do 50% of the deposit that you specify. It's unrefundable, right? It's just because, like, for legality's sake, and you need to make money, right? For
Yeah.
and if in case that the client also screws you over.
Mm-hmm.
But if they ask for full, that's not right as
No.
well. Unless, like, the only thing I can think of is as long as you signed a contract saying that even though you're paying in full, that you're gonna be promised the footage
That
of
you
the
paid
stuff
for.
that you paid for. And I don't know, like, if it's some BS of saying, like, oh yeah, no, if we lose the footage, then it's not our responsibility or whatever, then that's not good. Because
And-
for me, if that happened to me, I have to go and refilm.
And here's the
But
thing
if it's-
too. Here's the thing too.
But
That, and I'm just going off of what I understand the situation too, is that this person, like, requested to them to send the footage back because it's like, we've been waiting so long. You guys haven't told us anything or given us anything. We want to edit ourselves. And instead of telling them outright that they lost the footage, because apparently that's the case, I have no idea if they actually did or not. They told them that, oh, we won't send it back because you'll just send it to somebody else and you can't even edit it yourself because we shot it in S-Log.
That's wrong. Also, by the way, weddings, you can't refilm them, and that's the other thing too. And I'm
Yeah,
just
you
like,
can't. You can't redo that.
You can't redo that. You messed up. You need to. I'm sorry.
But, like, also, they were, like, using this person's wedding pictures to, like, promote themselves. So it's like,
No, that's wrong.
you shouldn't be
Oh,
doing that.
no.
Like, you
No.
should be, at this point, you should be giving that person their money back.
That's wrong. Yeah.
But, like, the fact that we got blocked literally by just looking at their Instagram story was proof enough to me that these guys are immature and, like, just not capable of handling themselves properly. So I had reported them to the Better Business Bureau, and I'm pretty sure that the affected customer did as well. And I actually had to use our podcast account to take the screenshot of their account and put it on my story because they hadn't blocked our podcast account. And
Oh.
well, yeah, because I didn't view their story. If I had viewed their story, they would have blocked the account, right? Because they know people are onto them, right?
Okay. So in that case, just in case, if they're listening, do better, guys. Sippy Cup, whatever, Productions, whatever. Okay, do better. Clearly, that you've upset a lot of people. Clearly,
they won't though, because the final nail in their coffin is the fact that that I messaged their wedding account because they hadn't blocked me, and I made a fair point of criticism, telling them, if you're in the business of filming weddings, you should probably, do better to take care of their footage and not lose it. Telling them, yeah, but whatever, you've already been reported to the Better Business Bureau. If you can't handle delivering the final product to the customer that they paid for, you don't deserve to be in business. And they literally responded, from the bottom of my heart, eat a dick and fuck off.
Oh my gosh, that's
So then I roasted.
that shows a lot of what their day is.
Yeah. So I responded saying, "Oh, how professional! I'm flattered." and said, "I know countless videographers that are more mature and professional than you, and they finish their customers' videos." And then I blocked them because I just was done with that.
Woo!
But like that was all the proof I needed to see, like, yeah, they're either dirty scammers or they're not worth like giving your money to, obviously, because they can't even give you the product that you paid for.
I think the one thing to take from this is that, like, if you're gonna actually invest in a business or like start your own freelancing company, you really need to make sure you know exactly what you're doing and handle things in a professional manner. Because otherwise, you're gonna end up like Sippy Cup Productions, where you're gonna end up with the sippy cup in your hands when things don't go your way.
See,
Literally, if I honestly wanted to, which I'm kind of tempted to, all I have to do is just go to somewhere like Twitter and post like the screenshot of my DM with them, and they'll be ruined.
Basically, because Twitter, ooh, Twitter's a dangerous beast. You gotta be real careful with that. But anyways,
literally, the court of public opinion and like the internet, like they do not stop. They have a mob mentality when someone's being treated unfairly or someone's been hurt like that. Oh yeah. Sippy Cup Productions, sorry to say, but your history.
Take the sippy cup and I don't know. I'm trying to find a good joke to that, but I'm still like it's still early.
Shove it where the sun don't shine.
Shove it where the sun don't. Oh, that's funny.
Anyways, no, yeah. It's what it is, and as long as they learn from it, it'll be very.
They won't.
For them to.
At the end of the day, I just feel so sorry for the customer because, like, literally, that's their special day, and like, yes, they have their mentally their memories of it, but like they paid however much they paid for the video, and like it's gone. Like that footage of their special day is gone, and they can never get that back.
Yeah, like I will say this, that if I ever get married, I'm gonna ask like both y'all to edit my videos so that because I don't trust any of the rest of the videographers.
And we'll make sure you get it.
Like, and that's the point, that's why I said that.
We will make sure. Like, yes, it's gonna take time to edit, but I can tell you right now, it's not gonna take. If I edit your wedding video, Josh, it's not gonna take me 7 months.
No.
A couple weeks.
No,
weeks,
no.
Maybe.
I know.
Yes, a couple weeks, but not 7 months.
I gave Nathan a very, very short like some footage. Like you had no context. I don't know if you remember this, Nathan, but it was.
Oh, I remember.
Like
it was that
gave,
one event.
Yeah, and I gave it to you, and you were saying it's like, what? How did they film this? Anyways, that's not here or there. Like you edited that in 2 days? That was like a 10-minute video.
No, it was. I think it was like a week or so that I took.
Really? Are you sure? Because I remember getting it pretty fast and then giving it to my boss, and she was like, "Are you kidding me?" It's like, yeah.
I think it was no. I'm pretty sure it was at least a week because it took me time to like go through all the footage and figure. I'm pretty sure it was at least a week, but that's still a good turnout time between me getting it and like.
It took and the dude had it for about almost a year and a half. And he was saying he was saying to the boss like, "Oh yeah, I'll get it done," and then never got it done. And then he left the country, and then he was like, "No, never mind." Anyway.
Yikes!
Yeah. Is there another topic we should talk about very quickly, or?
I think we touched everything.
Okay.
All right, guys. With all that said, thanks for watching. Join us next time. I'm Nathan.
Jose.
I'm Josh.
And we'll see you guys next time.
Bye.
See you next time. Bye.